Luna, come on, come on. Oh, Luna. All right, welcome to Basic and Beyond Yoga. We'll start in 1 minute. And I have two yoga blocks that you can use on any height. And they serve the purpose of helping bring the floor closer. So sometimes if you're in certain positions, say like this, or a downward facing dog, it's more convenient to have a block, something to think about. These can be gotten online, or TJ Maxx has them, or the, I think it's called Under 5 or 5 and Under store. You don't need to spend a lot of money on them. All righty, let's get started. So we start in a comfortable position. And once again, if you have blocks, this is where it could help so that you can simply relax, putting them under your knees. The other way to help the knees come down towards the floor, to help gravity, would be to sit on the edge of your block. And then as you hang off, you fall forward. So we start by centering in, finding the quiet, finding the peace. And this is only the brief time that we're doing yoga, so you have to let go of everything else around you. And that allows you to clean out the mind, almost like washing your face. You wash your mind, giving it time to refresh, reload. One of the ways we do that is keeping the hands open for any energy that's in the room. If you're cold, press the hands down. The chin is slightly down. You can close your eyes or keep them open, cast down, because we're looking inward, we're not looking out. So you don't want any extra stimuli coming in. And then we breathe. And we take our exhale longer than our inhale in this particular type of breathing that we start with, because as you exhale, it clears out everything in your lungs, touching down to the base of the lung fields, the vagal nerve, which also stimulates and affects the sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic, the calming nervous system. So let's close the eyes and we'll breathe into 4 through the nose, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. And then breathe out to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it again with your own count. And the reason we start and we try and breathe in with the nose is the beginning of the respiratory system, not the mouth. So if you're a mouth breather, try and reteach yourself to breathe through the nose. Once more with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Find your own count, your own pace as you inhale and exhale. Yoga is all about the breath. So if you're breathing, we say you're doing yoga. After your next inhale, stretch your hands out and spread out the fingers. Make it a significant movement. And then inhale your arms up and let the fingers touch. And then pull them down together. So right here, heart center, I've got a little space between my fingers right now. There are times when we press firmly together to balance the brain. This is where we bring them in softly, heart center. Left hand is compassion. Right hand is wisdom. Leaving that little space, there's energy, and there's everything else that can come between compassion and wisdom, increasing it and making it more a part of us. As you hold your hands in heart center, you can set an intention. An intention is different than a goal. A goal is I need to lose 5 pounds. I'm going to run around the block every morning. An intention is a feeling, a hope. So your intention can be that you will be a softer person, or that you won't practice self-judgment, or maybe you'll be kinder, or maybe you'll be stronger, have stronger boundaries. Maybe you'll just get through this class and feel better. Once you've set your intention, bring your arms down and then bring them up again, removing lymph through the body. Every time you elevate your arms above the shoulder, you're increasing your heartbeat a little more. Grow tall, lengthening the spine, and exhale all the way down again. I'm going to twist to the side. So bring your arms up. Lift tall, so we rotate. Our hips are our foundation. You never want to rotate without a foundation because that will hurt your spine. So I'm turning my upper body to the right, left hand down, right hand behind, looking over my right shoulder. And then only the head and neck to the left. And let's face front and lift up the space around you to do the other side. Inhale up, lengthen, release. Look over your left shoulder. And turn your head to look over the right. And then come back front and let the chin drop to the chest. Stretching out the upper back and the back of the neck. Inhale up and let the head draw back. Open up your teeth. We hold all this tension in the jaw and you want to release it. Bring your head up, right ear to right shoulder, and press the shoulders down. The shoulders are the other place we hold extreme tension. Bringing it up and over to the other side. Let's take the head around in a circle, going around frontwards once, and then the other way. Stiff necks from leaning over the computer, car. And bring it up again. Let's take the right hand straight out and press back the wrist and press it down. And take the left and press it down. Bring your hands back to you and just press back a little bit. Feel the stretch here. And then bring them back to your knees. And start to round here, chin to chest. Come back up just to loosen up and arch your back. Take your chin up. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Straighten out the legs and flex the feet and point. Flex and point and flex. Take them out to the side. Maybe scoop, if you count your little toe, onto your mat. Come forward. Maybe you're somebody who can press your big toes down to the mat. And then come around and up. We'll do a forward fold. So sit tall, hinge at the top of your legs. Keep your spine straight. Rock a little bit back and forth, just opening up right there at the hip flexors. Back and forth, straight spine, waking up the fascia. That's all gooey when you wake up in the morning from lack of stress. And then start to walk yourself forward, still pulling out from the base of the spine. We're not rounding at all. That's where we get all kinds of back pain. So you're keeping it straight. And then inhale, let's lengthen. And exhale, go down. Even if it's just in your mind, let those muscle fibers react as you bend over. And then lengthen again to pull yourself up and pull your right knee in. We'll lubricate the knee. Up and down. Up. You know how the gel gets all sticky if you don't move your knee. And that's why also over time, some people get injections of gel to keep it all lubricated. Up and step it across. Keeping that left knee open. You can keep it open or you can bend it back. Left arm comes up for the spinal twist. Turn to the right and bring your elbow outside the knee. Pull everything in so you can bring that knee as close as possible and look over your right shoulder here. And then come back front, take a hold of the foot. We'll stretch out the IT band. That is something that usually has to be done deliberately. It's not something we do naturally. And lift up the right arm or keep it down. And then take both legs out, give them a shake. Keeping the body balanced, we'll do the same thing with the left. So pull the left knee in and up, in, up, in, up, step across. Flex this right foot if you're keeping it straight. So if you're keeping it straight, you're just bringing the right arm up and around. If you're bending it, you bend the foot towards the left and look over your left shoulder. And then let's come out of that. Take your hand to the outside of this foot. If you can't reach it, take it up here and maybe lift up your left arm. And then bring it down and let's come up onto all fours. Spread out your fingers. Come back here. So we spread out the fingers. Make sure your wrists are right under the shoulders. And the purpose of spreading the fingers is also to give space, of course, between the fingers, letting the energy come. Each finger represents something, but also to take some of the pressure off those tiny wrist bones. And right now I have my feet curled under, but you can also press the toes down. And let's let the belly drop. Inhale and the head comes up. And exhale to round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then come to neutral. Stretch out your right leg. Press through. We're stretching out the hamstring a little bit here. And lift it up, hip height. And inhale the knee in towards the chin. And then press it out. Flex your foot here. Point it to draw it in. Flex, push it out. And in and out. Let's hold it up, hip height. If you want, left hand comes out. Some people call this bird dog. Pinky down, thumb up. And then bring it down and bring your knee down. Just take your hips a little to the right and a little to the left. Same thing with the left leg, stretching it out. Make sure you stretch all those toes. Get right up at the tops of the feet like Barbie feet. And then lift it up, hip height. And pull it in. And press out. And in. And out. In. Last one. Out. Hold it up. Now holding it hip height is actually easier than if you're holding it down because the gravity pulls you down to the ground. Remember, the earth is trying to reclaim us all the time, and we are resisting and building strength. Right hand out. And then put your hands down and put your feet down. Now we're going to just stretch out the feet a little bit before we come to standing. So lift your right knee, pressing onto the back of the right foot. So press that foot down as you lift the knee. and down. Left, lift the knee and down. Let's lift both knees. So spread the fingers, find your placement, pull the belly in, and inhale. Stretch those feet. Usually don't stretch that way, and bring them down. Release by curling your toes under. Let's do that one more time. Press your toenails to the mat, pull the belly in, and lift both knees. And then set them down and curl them back under, and we're coming to downward facing dog. So we lift the knees, push back from the hands. So right now, I got bent legs, my head is down. This can be your downward facing dog. If you can, start to push the left heel down and the right, like you're pedaling. But hips stay high over the heels. Let the head drop, no expression in the face. Going to come to standing, so look towards your fingers. Let's walk up. You can bend your knees. This is where if you want to use your blocks and hang over, let's hang over here, let the blood come to the head. It's always good to have the head below the heart sometime during your day. And then flatten out your back. So come to a flat back here. Take your arms out, protecting the spine, and inhale yourself back up. And exhale down. Take the shoulders up to the ears and press. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Hands on the shoulders. Let's just loop around forward and loop back. If you're not used to doing this, there's probably a lot of crackling. As long as there's no pain, that's okay. You're just getting the juices in the shoulders moving. Bring your hands down. We'll stand for a moment in mountain pose. Mountain pose has both feet parallel. They can be touching or they can be a little apart. Usually no further apart than your two fists. That's usually about hip distance. And then rock back and forth, heels to toes. Start to go a little bit higher and back, stretching the feet. We've got some 205 bones in the foot. And all of our weight is on these little tiny bones. And then stand here for a moment. Pressing the hips forward, breathing in and out. Lift again, arms up above your head. And we're coming over to the right. So keeping the hands pressed, bend over. And then come back up. When we think of opening the chest, we forget that opening the sides is also part of the chest. So inhale up and exhale over. Coming up, doing a little back bend. And then open the hands, and this is a swan dive. So the heart comes first, halfway. Press, heart first, like you're going to dive off a board. And then flip the hands up for shoulder rotation. And then put them down and bring them back up and down. We'll do a forward fold where we touch the ground. You want that connection touching the ground. And so bending the knees is fine. So let's inhale the arms up. Bend And exhale, halfway, keeping the back straight. So don't curl over. Bend as much as you need to drop the head and touch the ground. Coming up. Look up, flat back here. Take the arms out to balance yourself and come back up. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Touch the earth with the swan dive. So inhale your arms up. Exhale. Chest straight back. Bend if you need to. Keeping the back straight. Go as low as you need to. Then hinge over, thinking about ribs touching thighs, even though they don't go there. And head is down, fingers are down. Come back up, make a flat back here. Then take your arms out for support. And hinge up. And down. We'll take a sun salute. And the first one, we have our knees coming down. There's several ways to do it, so we'll progressively show the different ones for whichever one you choose to do in your practice, your body, your time. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bending to get the hands down to the ground or down to your blocks. And then step back to downward facing dog. Hips are high. Drop your head. Pull the belly in. Roll forward. Shoulders over wrists. Bring your knees down. Now you can move your blocks aside. Hands are in front. Shoulders over the wrists. Elbows come back, bringing yourself all the way down to the ground. Let's just turn the head to the right, keeping that neck supple. Turn the head to the left. Look forward, and we're coming into cobra. So that's elbows back, and you lift the top part of your body here. Already building strength. Push back as far as you can, hips to the heels. Curl those toes under. Once again, this is where if you need your blocks or want your blocks, take them. If your wrists are hurting, keep the fingers on the edges so the wrist is there. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. Now, in this pose, you want your arms straight and your spine straight. It's okay if your knees are bent. And healthier. Look towards your hands and let's walk up. Flat back, arms out, and inhale up. Second sun salute. Sun salutes invigorate the entire body. It's one breath with one movement. There's a special day of the year, Yoga Day, and it's been around for centuries, and they practice 108 sun salutes. So something to either think about or look forward to. So let's try again. Inhale our arms up. A little back bend this time. Stretching up, saluting the sun. Exhale. Open up your heart. Swan dive all the way down. Head is down. Inhale to the flat back here. Exhale, put your hands down and step back to your downward facing dog. pressing back. Roll forward, bringing your knees down. This one will go knees, chest, and chin. So we've got our knees down, roll forward, elbows back, my chest, my chin, and I scoop up to high cobra. Curl your toes under, lifting up and back. Downward facing dog, taking 4 breaths here. So hold the belly in. Holding the belly in against gravity helps build some muscle there, some strength. And take your breaths. Letting the head hang down. Look to your hands. Walk up. Flat back. Arms out. And inhale up and down. Now we'll take one with plank pose in it. But remember, plank's not for you yet. You can always come to the ground. And if your wrists start hurting, spread those fingers and press down the finger pads. So inhale up, little back bend. We'll come forward this time. Exhale, bend the knees, bend, bringing those hands through center, all the way down to the ground. Hips come up like little headlights. Then come up to your flat back. Keep the back straight, bringing the hands down, and step back to plank. Roll forward. This is plank, shoulders are over your hands. Elbows come back, come halfway. Pull up. You bring your thighs down. And then press back to your heels. Lift the knees. And you're back in downward facing dog, taking your 4 breaths. Feeling yourself stretching out your hamstrings. After the 4th breath, look where you're going. Walk up. Flat back, arms out, and hinge up. Last one, and this might be something that's not yet comfortable, we can try it, is where you go onto the backs of your toes. So you can, like we practiced, so that you flip over your toes to come back. So we'll do the whole thing with the swan dive. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then step back, high plank. As you come forward, come onto the tops of your toes. So as you come down, you're on the back of your feet. Lift up your thighs. Roll back over those feet to downward facing dog. Taking one more breath here. Looking forward. Walk. Make your back flat here. Table flat. Open the arms. And inhale up. Exhale down. To do Sun Salute B, which is a variation of the first one, we add in Warrior One and chair pose. So this is chair. Parallel feet, once again, together or apart. If you have your feet together, check down and maybe move the heels a little out because we want the sides of the feet to be in a straight line. I like mine, I feel better balancing with them a little bit apart. Inhale back, exhale into a squat. So we fire up the quadriceps. And once again, the hips are back by the heels. This is the squat. The knees don't go beyond the toes. Let's hold this for 3 breaths. Bring yourself up. The other part of this pose is Warrior One. So we start in parallel feet, step forward with the right, step back with the left, turn the toes out about 45 degrees, hips are front, and bend that front knee. Now everybody's hip is different, the working of it inside the bones. So if you need to open up your Warrior One for balance, it's 100% okay. You make the pose fit your body, not the body fit the pose. This, bringing the arms straight up, is Warrior One. A lunge, a strengthening pose. Coming out, bring the foot up. For the left side, left foot front, right foot back. So I'm doing heel to heel as my distance. I used to do heel to instep. But now I've gotten different, and so I widen it up into my Warrior One. Also remember, don't roll forward on the back foot, but constantly press that back foot down to the mat. And then up. So we'll put it together for Sun Salute B. That has a regular Sun Salute, which you can do knees, chest, chin, and we'll do that the first time, and then the other time we'll do plank, and then we step into Warrior Ones. We start in chair pose. Inhale back, exhale into chair. Hips come forward, head is down. And then inhale up. Exhale down. Spread your fingers. Step back, chaturanga. So we're in plank, roll forward. We'll do knees, chest, chin, and bring ourselves up. High cobra. Curl the toes under, lift, and you're back in downward facing dog. The right foot is going to step forward between the hands, and you turn the left. So we've already got our feet for Warrior One. Press down, keeping that knee bend, and inhale up, Warrior One. Come back down. And here again, you might want your 2 blocks on either side. Spin the heel back, step back, high plank. Bring your knees down, elbows back. This time, chest, chin, and scoop up. Curl the toes under and lift back to downward facing dog. Now turn for the side. Now it's the left leg's turn. So you step forward with the left. Turn the right. Root down. That's on my base so I can push up Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Hands to the ground or hands to the blocks. Turn back. Step back. High plank. We'll try chaturanga this time. Roll forward. Press down. Pull through. Roll back. And take 4 breaths here. Ready to come forward. Bend your knees, hips back. This is a tiger crouch, like you're going to spring forward. And then walk yourself forward. Keep the knees bent. Touch the ground and come up into your chair pose. And then stand. And that sun salute beat. We'll come on down to the ground for some finishing poses. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhale up. Flat back. Exhale down. Step back again. Downward facing dog. Pressing back. High plank, shoulders over wrists. Bring the knees down. Uncurl your toes. Right arm threads under the left to come into thread the needle. So you're on your right shoulder, right side of your head. Left arm is straight ahead. Left hand by the face, release and come up and down. Left arm threading underneath. Straighten the right. Bring it by the face. Press up and down. Let's take the right foot forward. And here you might want to use your blocks. You can also use 2 books if you have them. And press back and press forward. And back and forward. Curl the back toes under, lift, and you're in a high lunge. Bring that knee down. Take the right one with it. Left foot comes forward. And rock forward. And press back. And forward. And back. Coming forward, curl your toes under and come to the high lunge. And this time, you're going to press off that back foot, press up, join the other one, head is down, and dangle here a moment. And come up to a flat back, arms out, and inhale yourself up and down. We'll take a balancing pose, and this will be tree pose. This time the hands are pressed firmly together. This helps the balance, pulling them in. It also balances both sides of the brain. So we can start in a kickstand on the ball of the right foot. Inhale it up and exhale, holding it. The way to hold it now is to stare at something. That's your focal point, so you don't lose your balance. It's called a drishti. And usually it's several feet in front of you on the floor. You can look straight ahead if that's good for you, wherever you feel. You can also keep your toe until you gain more strength on the ground for your tree pose. Ideally, you want to hold it for 5 breaths. Holding it for 3 is super. At first, naturally, the foot will come down and you'll bring it up. Down and up, down and up. The reason that happens is your mind is telling you you've got 2 feet, stand on them, and you are connecting the mind and body saying, no, this is what I want to do. And that's why the foot goes down and you keep pulling it up. Let's try the second one. Toes are in. Pressing the hands together. Inhale it up. Once you're up, feeling good, holding your balance, you can straighten your arms straight up. This is yourself growing the tree. Open up, branches. It's okay if your tree wobbles a little bit, trees blow in the wind. And then you're setting it down. Coming back onto the mat, onto the ground. You're going to lie back on the mat right before Shavasana. Move my block and take happy baby. So that means you're pulling the knees up towards your chest and then like a soup ladle, open them out to the side. And then press them forward and out. And then eventually take a hold of your feet, inside or out, and open up the legs to the side. And rock a little bit. It's called happy baby, like a several-month-old baby discovering its feet, rocking back inside. And then after that, I like to try and bring the soles of the feet together. Take them close to your body. Take them down, soles of the feet together. Legs are open. And now you're ready for the final pose, Shavasana, where you stretch out your legs, let them relax, open up your hands. There's absolutely nothing else to do for these few moments but breathe. And this is where you allow your body to take in everything that it's done. You're assimilating all of the movements, all of the breaths. So you breathe in and you breathe out. The thoughts that come into your head right now for these few minutes are inconsequential. There's absolutely nothing you can do about a single thing coming into your head. Not your grocery list, not your kids, not your friends, not your nothing. There's nothing you're doing but breathing in and breathing out. This is staying in the moment. If a thought does come into your head, you just allow it to pass through. You don't allow your thoughts to control you. That's what so often happens. We let our mind rule us. Whatever it's thinking, we believe. If it's thinking about ourselves, we believe that instead of just letting it go. Staying present, breathing in and breathing out. If you have to attach words because your mind does not yet flow freely, which is totally understandable, you think inhale and exhale. And inhale Normally, this would be a pose you can stay in 10, 15 minutes. For the sake of this class, we'll start to end it by taking a deep inhale and then a longer exhale, wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, pulling the knees up, shifting your hips to the left and turning to the right in a fetal-like position. The symbolism of this is that you're reborn after each yoga class, that you start fresh. New body, new hopes, new plans, new intention. Using your hands, press yourself up. Let your head come up last. You don't want to straighten the neck or become dizzy. So if you stay down too long, and then return to a comfortable position. And this is where you press your hands firmly together again. And you can remember the intention you set at the beginning of the class. May I get through this class and simply feel better. And then turn your hands into yourself. Thanking yourself, thanking your body, thanking your mind, thanking the breath. That's the bridge between the body and the mind. And then I say, from the divine in me to the divine in you, thank you for sharing your time and your class with me. Namaste. Thank you. Let me know what you thought of the basics and beyond. We'll move gradually through different poses. Certainly, if you have any questions or want to hear more about it, you can let me know. Have a nice day and stay careful and safe.